YouTube. Welcome back to another video, and today we are here to talk about the Royal Rumble. For those who did or did not watch Monday Night Raw last night, it started off with CM Punk pulling up, and I believe it was a Suburban, or it was obviously some big truck. It might have been the Cadillac SUVs. Those are really nice as well. But usually who pulls up in those is Roman Reigns, the OTC, the Tribal Chief. So I'm like, oh shit, like is Roman about to pop up on Raw for 2 weeks in a row? Obviously, that's not what ended up happening, but it was CM Punk, and honestly, like yesterday was one of the first days that I realized that CM Punk's back in WWE and it's like cool and everything, but yesterday was one of the days, or last night rather, was one of the nights when I realized I was like, yo, like this is actually really crazy that Punk is back in WWE considering all things that have happened over the last 11 years or so. So getting back to Monday Night Raw, man. So CM Punk comes out and he directly addresses John Cena. Now, obviously, we know that John Cena is going to be on his farewell tour, and he had pretty much let everyone know last week that he was going to enter the Royal Rumble. So all last week we had the prediction was like, okay, Cena's going to be in the Rumble. Is he going to win? How is that going to go? Well, CM Punk did just that as well last night, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. I could have sworn, like I really could have sworn that CM Punk had already entered the Royal Rumble, but hey, I guess I'm wrong. What I do remember, I might just be mixing it up with a regular promo that he had. He was pointing at the WrestleMania sign that wasn't there. He said, "No one sees it, but I see it," or whatever. People thought that he was already talking about John Cena from there. But he had said that he can see him, and no one's gonna get in his way of main eventing WrestleMania. So proceeding, this is when CM Punk gets his wish. Obviously, I'm not being serious, but CM Punk gets his wish of Seth Rollins coming out there, and he's he's pretty much out there to tell him, he's like, hey man, last week was the worst loss of my career, and I'm gonna do anything that stops you from main eventing WrestleMania. So I'm here to enter the Royal Rumble, right? So this is crazy. So he was saying that, and then here comes Drew McIntyre, who honestly was trying to avoid talking to CM Punk because he lost to him twice clean, right? Like there was no weird shenanigans. Like Drew McIntyre lost to CM Punk last year twice, right? Out of the three matches that they had, and Drew McIntyre also entered the Royal Rumble. And, Michael Cole is the reason why I actually decided to make this video because he was just naming the top guys that are in this Royal Rumble. You got John Cena, you got Roman Reigns, you got John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso. We have not seen Randy Orton. I'm pretty sure Randy Orton might pop out during the ladder match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. But there's a chance that he might be in there as well. And then obviously Triple H doesn't really do the big surprises in the Royal Rumble, so it might just be some call ups. But those are also going to be considered surprises. Everyone's saying that Trick Williams might make his appearance, and his entrance alone solidifies him as a big Royal Rumble entrant. Like everyone will look forward to him making his Royal Rumble debut. So the reason why I'm coming here to make this video is because I genuinely am now having a hard time figuring out who's going to win the Royal Rumble. And who doesn't like not knowing who's going to win the Royal Rumble, right? Like too many times, like last year, we was like, okay, Cody Rhodes is going to win the Royal Rumble. Hell, even the year before, we were kind of slimming it down. And we were like, okay, it's either going to be Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, or Sami Zayn. Remember the whole Sami Zayn debacle when he was going back and forth with Roman Reigns. We thought that he might have been 30, depending on what the match order that night was going to be. Obviously, we know what ended up happening at the end of the night. So, yeah, guys, I don't know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. And if someone put a gun to my head, I kind of want to say it's going to be CM Punk. But Seth Rollins being in the Royal Rumble makes me feel like he actually will stop him from winning the Royal Rumble. Like, say CM Punk eliminates Seth Rollins, right? And it's like, okay, well, there's their story, continuing. Obviously, we know they're going to have another match. But it's like if he eliminates him, I don't know if Seth Rollins just walks up the ramp and goes back to the locker room. Like, I feel like he might, try to like stay up ringside on the sneak tip and throw out CM Punk that way. And then they can have like a brawl outside they can have a brawl outside the ring during the match, and then Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis or somebody, someone tries to separate the two. But that's how it's gonna be for those two. Someone's gonna eliminate somebody, and I feel like it would be cool if Seth Rollins got eliminated first, then Seth Rollins comes back in and throws over CM Punk. And it's a weird rule that they have that like if you, it doesn't matter who throws you over, like as long as you get thrown over the top rope, you're eliminated. I think that that should not apply to guys that are not in the match, but I mean, hey, that's what they've done over the last few years to, get that angle that they're looking for when it comes to the main event of WrestleMania, anyways. Now, to make the case for John Cena, I think John Cena has a really good chance of winning the Rumble. Now, I think it's more so, hey, like, is John Cena going to win the Royal Rumble or is John Cena going to win the Elimination Chamber? Either way, is John Cena going to be in one of the main events of WrestleMania? I think it's a no-brainer. However, I can also see how they steer away from that. But the only problem is that, and they're kind of booking themselves in a corner here. John Cena Loki has to have a world title match at WrestleMania now because that's all he's came back and talked about. If he's came back and talked about, I know there's some guys that want to have matches, or whoever wants to come, so whoever wants to, if you want some, come get some at WrestleMania. Like I'm down. Obviously, it's only been like 2 Monday Night Raws in a year, but the Royal Rumble is in 2 weeks, and the goal of the Royal Rumble is to win so that you can get a title match in a main event at WrestleMania. And because that's all that John Cena's talked about, I can't see him having time now to then steer away afterwards. He already said that this WrestleMania, this Elimination Chamber, these are going to be his last events. So obviously, he doesn't necessarily have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't have to be advertised for the Elimination Chamber. But if he's going to be there, what is he going to do? If John Cena loses the Royal Rumble, then he's going to go to the Elimination Chamber and enter the Elimination Chamber to get one of the main event matches at Mania. Because if he wins the Royal Rumble, then we already know who he's going to face at WrestleMania because he's not going to wait that long to let us know. You see where I'm coming from? Like, at least that's how that's how my mind works. You guys could let me know if I'm wrong. But the last contestant, as you guys can see in the ring here, we got Drew, Rock, and Cena, is the final boss himself. Now, he obviously had said, follow the path that The Rock is taking you on, or shut up and let The Rock take you on. You guys know what he said last week on NXT. And as annoying as that is, it's honestly all we can do. Because the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, really does come down to what The Rock is going to do at WrestleMania, if he does anything at WrestleMania at all. And it's really unfortunate due to the fact that Rock last week really took the wind out of a lot of fans' sails, because it's like, you're the final boss. You had this whole beef with Cody Rhodes, and now you're pretty much just like, having a drink with this guy backstage and all that. And I understand what people are saying. It's like, oh, he had to be executive Rock. The regular audience wouldn't understand. But if anything, wouldn't you try to retain the regular audience that you got on the first week to join back next week? Even if Rock isn't going to be on the show the next week, you should still want to keep up. Be like, wow, The Rock's a bad guy? Like, what's going on here? I just feel like that would have made more sense. But, I mean, that's neither here or there. We're here to talk about the Royal Rumble. But there's been a theory on Twitter where people have been saying that The Rock might show up at number 31. And this was about like 2 months ago. And I was like, wow, this is actually like a really good idea. Now it's a mainstream idea, which is why I do feel like there's a chance that it might not happen. However, as everyone knows, Triple H is on Twitter during the show. So there very much so could be a chance that he knows that this is something that a lot of people want. And, he might be able to be the one. I mean, he is the guy with the pencil in hand. Like, he might be able to give it to us, man. And we might really get John Cena getting eliminated by Rock. I don't think everyone's going to get eliminated by their WrestleMania opponent, but, if Rock enters the Royal Rumble, no way he doesn't throw over Roman Reigns, right? I mean, I don't see him and Roman being in the ring at the same time and them not, having some sort of interaction. But, I mean, I could be wrong, but, yeah, guys, as you can see, it took me a long time to make this video, only because doing the Royal Rumble is very hard in this game. I don't know why, I mean, I know why. It's not supposed to be the easiest match you're supposed to win, but yeah, recording this was hell. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Faisal, the Great One, and I'm out, bruh.